सदाशिवसमारम्भा शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। Chapter 15, verse number 14. Aham Vaishvanaro bhutva प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधम्। Lord Krishna revealing his presence in Vyashti and Samashti. In the individual body also I am available, as well as I am available in the sun, in the moon, and the fire. In the Adhidaivam also I am always present. Not only that, upon this earth, all these Oshadhis, that Oshadhi means trees, plant kingdom, which is the cause for the survival of all the beings. How the beings are getting food is because of me only. And after eating that food also, because of me only, all the beings are also surviving. How they are surviving? I am there in the form of Agni. Having said I am there in the sun, moon, and I am there in the fire also. This is about Adhidaivam. This shloka, 14th shloka, is a very unique shloka that which combines Adhidaivam and Adhyatmam. Adhidaivam Agni principle that is available in the form of Jatharagni in the human body or any being for that matter, as a digestive power, digestive fire. I am alone digesting the food that which is consumed in the form of fire principle. That's what he says here in this 14th shloka. How I digest the food in the beings, praninam dehamashritaha, residing in the beings. Pranina means in the beings. Beings of what? Deham, in their body. Ashritaha means residing in their bodies. Praninam deham ashritaha. And as a Vaishvanaraha bhutva, in the form of Vaishvanara Agni. Vaishvanaraha means Jatharagni, digestive juice we call, but digestive fire it is. We don't like to say digestive fire. We call it as digestive juice. A juice is that which is ready to digest the food. So, digestive fire. Vaishvanaraha bhutva. Aham Vaishvanaraha bhutva. Having become the Vaishvanara Agni, in the bodies of all beings, what I do, what is my job? I don't sit idle, but I do a very, very important job. Prana apana samayuktaha chaturvidham annam pachami. Residing in their body as fire juice, I digest the food that which is consumed in the fourfold ways. Chaturvidham means here fourfold food in artha. We consume, the consumption of the food is in 4 types. There is no 5th variety. Only 4 types of consumption. I digest the food. Chaturvidham annam. Anna means any type of food. Here anna means not only rice. You can take whatever food you consume, that food is called annam here. Chaturvidham annam. Aham pachami. Pachami means I digest. Pachami, I digest. Aham pachami. I digest that fourfold food. How I digest? In the form of prana apana samayuktaha. I digest the food supported by, I take the support of prana apana. Prana means exhalation, apana means inhalation here. Adho gamanavan vayuhu apanaha. Pranaha means exhalation. Pratyak gamanavan pranaha. That air goes outside. Exhalation. Pranaha. Apanaha means that air goes inwards, downwards, is called apanaha. This exhalation and inhalation, they support this Vaishvanara Agni. So, I am in the form of Vaishvanara Agni. I take the support of this called fanning. Fanning, the fire always become huge when you fan it. Like that, our air, inhalation and exhalation are like a fire, like a fanning the fire. Prana apana is like a fanning to the Vaishvanara Agni. When you fan the fire, it becomes huge fire. What the function of that fire? It digests the food. Just as you cook the food, keep that flame, burner, and high, low, and all you keep. Like that, here also the samayuktaha. Samayuktaha means I distribute the food equally. So, samayuktaha. Along with or supported by. Here samayuktaha means not samana prana, but with the support of anartham. Samayuktaha means along with, by the support of. Prana apana samayuktaha. That samana prana is activated. By this prana and apana fanning, they help to another prana is called samana prana. We have 5 pranas in the body. In a different context we were seeing in the previous classes also. Prana 1, apana number 2, then vyana number 3, circulatory system. Samana means a digestive system. That prana which helps for the digestion of the food. That which converts all dhatus. Once you eat the food, once it is digested, all dhatus will help the body to take the food in different forms. flesh, blood, bone, and bone marrow. All these are able to nourish because of this samana prana providing the food equally. How samana prana is active, helpful because of prana and apana. So prana apana will help to the samana prana to digest the food, and digested food is distributed in what form? Carbohydrates, nutritions. It distributes the food to all over the body equally. There is no partiality. Right side, left side, top to the head, bottom up to the toe, it has to send the energy equally. Adikda adi samana pranam anu peru. So to remind that he is using the samayuktaha. So I digest the food, all food. What food? Chaturvidham annam. What is that Chaturvidham? Shankaracharya writes, first type of consumption is bhojyam. Bhojyam, jakara and yakara, jyam, bhojyam, bho, jyam, bhojyam. Second type of consumption is bhakshyam. Second type of consumption is bhakshyam. Third type of consumption of food is choshyam. 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 Bhakshyam is bhyam. Bhakshyam. Bhakshya. Bhakshyam. Bhakshyam. Bhakshyam, choshyam. Fourth type of consumption is lehyam. Lehyam. What do you mean by bhojyam, bhakshyam, choshyam, lehyam? Bhojyam is that which you take in the liquid form. Juice, patum yogyam, peyam, that which is drinkable is called bhojyam. Milk, even water, milk, any juice, any liquid is called bhojyam. First type of consumption. Any peya padartha, peya na patum yogam, that which is drinkable is called peyam. That peyam is drinkable. Peyam means drink in artha. Drink any liquid food. That is called bhojyam. Bhakshya means any eaten food by biting, by masticating. You consume the food by eating, by masticating. You eat the food by masticating. Therefore, eat liquids, drink solids. You have to eat by mastication. Full masticate panana. You have to do that. That is called charvanam. In Sanskrit, mastication is called charvanam. You have to masticate the food. Charvanam. By cutting and biting, it is called bhakshyam. That's why all bhakshyam you don't drink. No? Whatever you prepare bhakshyam, kadichi kadichi saapudnu. Illaya? Mastication and kadichi kadichi saapadadana. The sound also comes and other people also look at you. That is called bhakshyam. Then choshyam means third variety is that you consume, it is to be sucked like mango juice. You have to suck, you create a vacuum and suck the juice. Through straw you take, it is called choshyam. Mango juice especially. And some fruits you have to suck and you create air and you create the air vacuum and you suck. That's called choshyam. ఉరించి సాపడదని சொல்லுவாங்க. ఉరించి సాపడదు. తెలుగులో జుర్రు కొనుట అని சொல்லுவான். జుర్రు కొనుట అన్న ద సౌండ్, లాట్ ఆఫ్ సౌండ్ కమ్స్. దట్ టు స్పెసిఫికలీ ఇన్ ఇండియా ఓన్లీ, ఆల్ దీస్ 4 varieties, నాట్ ఇన్ అదర్ కంట్రీస్. Other countries only they have liquids and bhaksham and bhojyam. We only know in eating we are experts. Okay. Last one is lehyam. Lehyam means like chavanaprasa, honey, etc. What you do, put on your tongue and you lick. Licking and consuming. Licking. Lich, lehyam. அதுக்குதான் லேஹ்யம் எப்படி வந்ததுன்னா லிக் அண்ட் தாத்துல இருந்து வந்தது. பசி வரக்கூடாது இப்போ, அதுதான். ஓகே, லேஹ்யம். So these are the 4 types of food. With this, Lord Krishna has concluded this shloka. Now we go to the next shloka. And what are the corollaries? Some important points. This shloka can be taken as, that is 14th shloka, as a prayer verse. Before food, all of you chant this whole chapter at least, or at least one shloka. At least one chapter, na? Daily we have to chant 18 chapters, really speaking. At least one chapter, 15th chapter you have to chant. Or at least this shloka, 14th shloka. Therefore, this eating is also comes under Agnihotra ritual. It comes under Agnihotra ritual. This pranayama practice helps us to develop appetite. Good appetite comes if you do pranayama. நல்ல பசி வரும். திஸ் பிராக்டிஸ், பிராணாயாமா பிராக்டிஸ். ஏன்னா பிராண அபான சமாயுக்தா, தட் இஸ் த கனெக்ஷன், பிராணாயாமம். தென் another corollary, one shloka is there, but Ayurveda they say ratrau dadhyannam bhuktischa ayukshinam dine dine. If you eat curd rice in the night, the ayush will be reduced. Your lifespan will be reduced. In Ayurveda, according to Ayurveda. Ratrau means ratri. In the night, dadhyannam, curd rice. Bhuktischa, if you eat. Ayukshinam, dine dine. Slowly, every day by day, your ayush will be reduced. So what? Then don't eat curds in the night. Ratrau kshiranam bhuktischa. If you eat milk rice, pal sadam. If you eat milk rice in the night, ayur vriddhihi dine dine. Your lifespan will increase. Ayur vriddhihi. Nowadays, everybody is having a phobia. The white padarthame saapadakoodada, paale saapadakoodada. They are all talking now. But according to Ayurveda, milk is good, in the night especially. You should not say, these are only 4 varieties I said. Chaturvidham annam pachami, Lord Krishna says. Why can't there be a 5th variety of consumption? Like intravenous, no? Through intravenous also they give food, no? We should not take that. That is in emergency case. Emergency case we should not take. Intravenous when they give, only in emergency time. No? So therefore, you can take this much alone. Next shloka we will read. In Brihadaranyaka, quoting I have given or not, I have given in the last class. Brihadaranyaka is the pramanam for this. Ayam Agnir Vaishvanaraha Yaha ayam antah purushe yenedam annam pachyate. In Vaishvanara Brahmanam, yedidam adyate tasyaisha ghoshaha bhavati. Whatever you take the food, before eating also, garbur garbur shabdam varum. You are hungry and sound. And that sound will be appeased, appeasing the hunger. How it can be pacified? Only by consuming the food. You consume the food. The ghosha comes inside. That ghosha will be subsided only by eating the food. ஒரு நிம்மதி சாப்பிட்டதுக்கு அப்புறம் எப்படி இருக்கும்? ஆனந்தமா இருக்கும். Okay, this is the Shruti Pramanam is there. Lord Krishna borrowed everything from Upanishad only. Upanishadsu anu varum adukku. Every shloka is from Upanishad only. Even next shloka also Lord Krishna has borrowed each shloka. Next shloka we will read. Now, with this, Lord Krishna is going to complete, by the 15th shloka, he is going to complete that Sarva Brahma Atma Bhava. Sarva Brahma Bhava or Sarvatma Bhava, we can say. Sarva Brahma Bhava or Sarvatma Bhava, he is concluding with this 15th shloka. In Vyashti and Samashti, I am alone there. He is concluding. He is winding up that idea. I am only there. How? We'll read the shloka. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivishtaha matta smrutir jnanamapohanancha vedaischa sarvairahameva vedyaham vedanta krit veda videva chaham. Brahmanaha Sarvatmakatvam. First two lines talking about Nirguna Brahman. First two lines are talking about Nirguna Brahman. Third and fourth line, two lines are talking about Saguna Ishvara or Saguna Brahman. So we have to read the fourth line. Fourth and third line we will read first. We'll see. Then we go to the first and second line. This mantra based on Brahmaivedam amritam purastad Brahma paschad Brahma dakshinatah uttarena. That mantra alone Lord Krishna is expressing in this form. Vedaihi sarvaihi ahameva vedyaha. Number 1, aham vedanta krit aham vedavid. Last chaham is there. Cha plus aham. So that aham you have to bring first. Aham sarvaivi vedaihi. In the middle, third line also there is aham. Sarvair ahameva. That aham you can take for third line. Aham vedyahanar. I am that Paramatma is to be known. Vedyaha means to be known. I am alone or I alone am to be known. I am the subject matter of the scriptures. I am the subject. Aham means Paramatma. I, the Paramatma, am the subject matter of the scriptures. Entire Shastra. How I can be known? Sarvaihi Vedaihi. Through all scriptures, you have to know what is that you are knowing is nothing but me alone, Arjuna. Aham sarvaihi vedaihi vedyaha eva. Through all the Vedas. Vedaihi means through all the Vedas. Through all the Vedas, we are not studying Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda. We are not carrying. We should not get doubt. What we are studying, Bhagavad Gita, is Upanishad Saram. Upanishad Saram is nothing but either it belongs to Rig Veda or Samaveda or Atharvana Veda or Yajurveda. So therefore, what we are attending class, Veda class only we are attending. Which class you are going? And I am going to Bhagavad Gita class. You can say, or you can say, I am going to Veda class. Veda class. In which Veda you are studying? I am going to study. I am studying 4 Vedas. You can say. Boldly you can say. Taikame venda. Gita-su Upanishatsu Bhagavan said. Gita is Upanishad Saram. Upanishad is nothing but Veda. Clear? So therefore, we are studying Veda to know that Paramatma who is Vedyaha, that which is to be known. Vedas have come here only for one purpose. To help the humanity to know that Paramatma. To help the humanity to know that Paramatma who is the cause of this creation. Vedya Vastu is Paramatma. Ahameva Vedyaha. You cannot know me by any other means other than Gita and Upanishad. See, whenever teacher says, we never rely upon teacher. What Bhagavan says? Sarvaihi Vedaihi Aham Eva Vedyaha. Through the scriptures, I alone am to be known. You cannot know by any other way other than scriptural study. You cannot know Paramatma, the real nature of God, by any other means other than attending the class. Puriyaliyan. Puriyum, you go on studying, you can, what we have understood first time. We have not understood chemistry, we have not understood physics, we have not understood mathematics, any in the first class we have not understood. Same way Bhagavad Gita Upanishads also, we should not come to conclusion, I cannot understand Upanishad, I cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. We should not decide that way. No? I have to understand, I have to attend the class, let me try, put an effort, I will understand. If you understand or not, first you get punyam. Punyam varo, slowly you will get that what? Understanding. I am little understanding the subject. Up you will get it. So many people are afraid of studying Shastra. Enna adella Sanskrit la irukum. First they ask this question to attend Bhagavad Gita class. I don't know Sanskrit. I don't know Sanskrit, how can I attend the Bhagavad Gita class? Therefore what? That's why I am not coming to the class. In 14, how many Indian languages are there? So many languages Bhagavad Gita is available. Many teachers are talking in many languages. They have their own mother tongue. They are teaching in English, Hindi, so many languages they are teaching. We have to put an effort. That's all. We should not say, I cannot understand. I don't know Sanskrit language. These are all not their proper reasons to escape. No? So if they know this word, Sarvaihi Vedaihi Ahameva Vedyaha. What for I am studying the Gita Upanishad? To know the real nature of Paramatma. What am I going to get if I know him? You are knowing him as yourself. That is the benefit. Not only that, aham Vedanta Krit. I am the first teacher. Vedanta Krit means I am the Guru, Adi Guru. To teach this Vedic teaching. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam. I am the first Guru, Adi Guru, Sadashiva Samarambham. Then Narayanam Padmabhuvam Vasishtham. If vertical and Narayanam Padmabhuvam, I am horizontal and Sadashiva Samarambham. In the horizontal, vertical and your Nama, what way you keep. So, Narayanam Padmabhuvam. That means aham Vedanta Krit Ishvaraha Sampradaya Krit in artham. Brahma Devanam Pradhama Sambhabhuva Vishwasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta. I alone taught to that Brahmaji first time as a Vedantic teacher. Dakshina Murti. Not only that, I am the Guru. That means I am the teacher. And Veda is the Pramanam, Shastra. And they are going to know me alone through the Veda. How they are knowing? Through the teacher. Who is the teacher? I am the teacher. Who says? Lord Krishna says. I am alone is in the form of teacher, initiator. I am the initiator of the Vedantic tradition. Then Ahameva Vedavit. I am only the student also. Vedavit means when the teacher is imparting the Vedic teaching through the Vedic scripture, and the Sishya who is studying going to know what? Brahma. Vedavit means Brahmavit. Brahmavit. Vedavit means Brahmavit. That Brahmavit is none other than the knower of Brahman is Sishya. That Sishya also I am. I am that Sishya also. I am the knower of the Vedas. Every Sishya is going to be the knower of Vedas. What is the Vedas? Paramadhata, Veda, Paramartham, what? Ultimate goal, knowing the Bhagavan. Therefore, Prameyam means that knowing, you are going to know that object as the object. Paramatma is the Prameyam, Vastu. Even though he is Aprameyam, first we say you have to know him, you have to know him. So, Prameya Vastu also Paramatma. Pramanam, Vedanta Shastram, Pramanam, means of knowledge is also Bhagavan. Krishna says, I am alone. Even the student who is studying also myself only. Therefore, Naan Tavira Yarume Ille. No one is there in the universe other than me. Veda is the Pramanam and the Prameyam through Veda which you are going to know, Prameyam, and the Pramata who is the knower of that Prameyam through Pramanam is also myself. Then come to the first line now. Sarvasya cha hridi sannivishtaha aham. I am residing in the heart of everyone. How I am only the knower, I am only the teacher? No? Because I am residing in the heart of everyone. Aham hridi sannivishtaha. I am sannivishtaha means seated. I abide. I am seated. Hridi means buddhau. In the heart. I am seated in the heart. So as a teacher, Lord Nirgunam Brahma as Ishvara, Saguna Ishvara. As the Sishya also Sagunam. So Shastra Pramanam is also Sagunam. All comes under Saguna Ishvara. Now in the first and second line, Nirgunam Brahma, I am seated in the heart, in the buddhi or in the intellect as a consciousness principle, Nirgunam Brahma. Yo veda nihitam guhayam paramebhyo man Taitriyam Kshetrajnam chapi mam vidhi sarva kshetreshu bharata. In all kshetrams, in the form of kshetrajnaha, the knower of kshetram, I am. That's what he says. Seated in that heart of everyone, what I do na? Sarvasya cha hridi sannivishtaha aham. What is my job now? Not only digesting the food. I am that one who is the memory, knowledge and forgetfulness are all from me alone. Mattaha means from me alone. These people, human beings, are smritihi, remembering everything. They have power of remembering, recapitulating, memory, smritihi in artham. Since I am residing there in their intellect, for their remembrance, that remembrance is also because of me. From me alone they are able to remember. That is called smritihi. Then jnanam, knowledge also. They are getting knowledge because of me, because I am sitting in their intellect. Therefore, you have to take intellect. Jnanam, it cannot come in that heart. No, heart means buddhi and artham. Buddhau. Seventh case. Jnana means, jnana represents waking stage. Smriti represents dream state. Apohanam, forgetfulness. I am residing in their intellect and because of me or from me alone they are forgetting everything. Now immediately we blame the Lord. See, because of him only I am forgetting everything. Shankaracharya writes, no. Because of Bhagavan you are not forgetting. Because of your punya you are remembering. Because of your papa you are forgetting. Because of your papa you are forgetting. Punya karmanam or punya karma anusarena smritihi bhavati. Jnanam and smritihi. Jnana smriti. Jnanam irukku. Correct exam time we will forget. Jnanam irukku and smriti varla. Jnana smriti punya karma anusarena. Jnana vismruti. Vismruti and apohanam. Jnana vismruti or apohanam because of what? Papa karma anusarena. Whose papa karma? Our own papa karma. So the capacity to suspend that at a given time. Apohana means forgetting. Bhagavan is one who is having the capacity to suspend your knowledge exactly because of your papa. Okay. This isn't all nice to listen, but exact meaning is what? Philosophical meaning. I am that conscious principle who is available in the presence of thought and in the absence of thoughts. That is the exact meaning we have to take. Vritti bhava abhava sakshi. When you remember your knowledge, that is the presence of thoughts. And you forget, you don't have those thoughts. Jnana vritti is not there. Jnana vritti. Vritti means thought. Vritti means thought. Jnana vritti bhava means the presence of the thought of knowledge. Every knowledge is in the form of thought. And the thought, knowledge thought is present or absent, you know. That means what? Jnana vritti bhava, presence of the thought of knowledge. and absence of that thought of knowledge. And the vritti, jnana vritti abhavaha. Jnana vritti abhava, எனக்கு நான் மறந்துட்டேன். I know that I have forgotten. I am the witnesser of my vismriti. I am the witnesser of my memory, smriti also. I know that I remember. I know that I don't remember. I know that I remember. I know that I remember. I know is called I am the witnesser, the sakshi. Vritti bhava, vritti abhava, sakshi rupena aham hridi sannivishtaha. Very difficult. This is the philosophical meaning. Illa punya karmanusarena, papa karmanusarena, adella for laukika people. Okay. That is also true. That is vyavaharika satyam. This is paramarthika satyam. This is philosophical angle. I hope you have understood. Okay. You are enjoying also. These are all the faculties. This grasping faculty, remembering faculty, knowledge faculty. All these faculties are all because of me, the consciousness. Therefore, next Bhagavan says, he is going to 16th, 17th and 18th shloka. Now Bhagavan is entering into the title of this chapter, Purushottama Yoga. Why this chapter is known as Purushottama Yoga? So with this, that Sarvatma Bhava or Brahma, Sarva Brahma Bhava is over. Now, definition of Purushottama, Lord begins here, the 16th shloka onwards up to 18th shloka. We will read the 16th shloka. Dvavimau purushau loke ksharascha evacha ksharas sarvani bhutani kutasthoksara uchyate. So once we understand aham vritti bhava sakshi rupena vritti bhavaha janami, aham sakshi rupena vritti abhavaha api janami. What is the pramanam? In deep sleep, there is no vritti. There is no thought at all. Aham vritti is not there, mama vritti is not there. நான் இருக்கேன்னு தெரியாது, என்னுடையதுன்னு கூட தெரியாது. ஆனாலும் எனக்கு தெரியும், எனக்கு தெரியாதனே எனக்கு தெரியும். எப்படி தெரியும்? ஆஃப்டர் வேக்கிங் அப் யூ சே ஐ டோன்ட் நோ எனிதிங். ஐ டு நாட் நோ எனிதிங். ஐ ஸ்லெப்ட் வெல். வாட் இஸ் தேர்? விருத்தி அபாவா. therefore I am sakshi. I know. So if I know soham, saha aham, that paramatma aham. If I say soham, I am Swami. If I say dasoham, I am Asami. Soham, I am understanding Nirguna Brahman as myself. If I am not claiming myself as Nirguna Brahman, Sakshi Chaitanyam, I am taking myself as this body, mind complex. What will happen? I worship always Ishvara as a separate entity. So I am here, victimizer. I am victimized by the world who is victimizing me. And Bhagavan is the one who is savior. This is called Dasoha Bhavana. I am Dasaha to the Lord. Then only He will protect me, He will save me. He is the savior. So Ishvara, Jagat, which is giving problems, and I am saved. No, saved by the Lord from the world. இப்படி எத்தனை இருக்க? 3 இருக்க இல்லையா? Ishvara Swami, I am Bhakta, world which is troubling me. 3 இருக்கு. இந்த 3 இருந்த triangular format அர்த்தம். All maximum people are in triangular format. How long, Anna? Lifelong. Lifelong they are all in triangular format. Shastra says from triangular format you come to binary format. Ishvara and myself are Atma, one and the same. Really speaking, that Ishvara alone pervading in the universe, then you become the Swami. Not Dasoham. Triangular format la irunda Dasoham. I am Dasaha, I am Dasoham. Paata paadinde irpa Dasoham, Dasoham. Banturi iti kolu viyya vayya Ramana. I am the Bantu. Ade Tyagaraja who sang, then Hanuman is the Bantu, but Hanuman recognized that Rama in himself. Jiva buddhyat tvadamshakaha deha buddhyat dasoham. Deha buddhya aham dasaha to you. But at the same time, Jiva buddhya, I am your part of you only. Hanuman said, Atma buddhyat tvameva aham. நம்ம கூட சொல்லணும் அப்படி இல்லையா, ஒரு நாடுக்கு சொல்லணும். அதுக்கு தான் எக்ஸ்பெக்டிங் தட் only we are studying Bhagavad Gita. Then you can say I am Soham. Otherwise Dasoham. Dasoham. பயணங்கள் முடியவே இல்லை என்ன. Continues. We have read this sloka no? Now 16th sloka padichittu. Now meaning I will give. Very important slokas, these 3 slokas. Charaha cha aksharaha cha eva imau dvau purushau loke. Imau loke, not imau loke. Loke itself is in the world, anartham. In the world, dvau purushau imau. Dvau purushau means 2 purushas. Imau dvau purushau. These 2 purushas are there in the world. World in the sense not only Bhuloka, Bhuvarloka, Suvarloka, Maharloka, 7 upper lokas, 7 lower lokas, 14 lokas you can take. Loke means in the 14 worlds, Imau dvau purushau. These are the 2 purushas. What are they? Charaha cha, aksharaha cha. Chara purushaha is number 1, akshara purushaha number 2. Chara means the perishable purusha. Aksharaha means imperishable purusha. This is a very particular format Lord Krishna is giving. We have to understand the entire universe, all the lokas you can divide into 2. Chetana Amsha and Achetana Amsha. First division. Chetana Amsha, Achetana Amsha. Chetana and Achetana put together Ishvaraha. Ishvara you write on the top and put 2 bifurcations, arrow marks. Chetanam, Achetanam. I am going to give 10 points in this list. This Chetanam and Achetana. Number 2, Chetana, under Chetana you can write Para Prakriti. Under Achetana you can write Apara Prakriti. Care of 7th chapter. Number 3, Chetana Purushaha, number 3. Under Achetana you can write Prakriti. Achetanam is Prakriti, Chetanam is Purushaha. 13th chapter, Purusha Prakriti. Okay. Point number 4, Chetanam is Brahman, Achetanam is Maya. With reference to Upanishad. Brahman is Chetanam, Maya is Achetanam. Number 5, Chetanam is Nirvikaram. Chetanam Brahma is Nirvikaram. And Achetanam is Savikaram. Savikaram means undergoing modification. Then 6th point is Chetanam Brahma is Nirgunam. Achetana Maya Prakriti is Sagunam. These are all very, very important points to grasp the essence of the teaching. Purusha Prakriti place you can write Ardhanarishwara. Ishvara here, Ardhanari, Nari that side, Purusha Prakriti ki Ardhanarishwara also you can write. And 7th point is Chetana is Atma. Atma Chetanam. 7th point, Atma. Under Chetana you have to write. Chetana is that which is known as Atma. Achetana is known as Anatma. 8th point, Chetana is known as Sharireen. Sharireen. Achetanam is known as Shariram. 9th point, Chetanam is known as Deheen. Deheen. Achetanam is known as Dehaha. You can understand, I need not translate all this because you are studying 15th chapter. You have completed all the previous chapters. You are very thorough in all other these words. Last and final one is Chetanam is Swatantraha. Achetanam is Paratantraha. Swatantraha means independently existing. Swatantraha, Chetanam. Achetanam is dependently existing. Then these two, Lord Krishna divides into 3. This Achetanam, he makes into 2 again. Chetanam, one list. The Achetanam list fully, he makes again 2 divisions. Manifest Achetanam, unmanifest Achetanam. Manifest Achetanam, unmanifest Achetanam. Vyakta Achetanam, Avyakta Achetanam. You can write Avyakta Achetanam first, then Vyakta Achetanam. So how many comes now? 3. Chetanam, Avyakta Achetanam and Vyakta Achetanam. Manifest insentient entity, unmanifest insentient entity and manifest insentient entity. Insentient anna Achetanam. Manifest anna Vyaktam. That which is visible. Now, Achetanam rendu division illiyo. In the Avyakta Achetanam is called Aksharam. Avyakta Achetanam is called Akshara Purushaha. Imperishable Purusha. And Vyakta Achetanam is called Kshara Purushaha. Vyakta Achetanam is called Kshara Purushaha. So Achetanam 2 divisions, and the 2 divisions lo unmanifest Achetanam that is Akshara Purushaha. Manifest Achetanam Kshara Purushaha. Okay. Now, this is imperishable, Lord Krishna says. Aksharaha imperishable. Imau loke dvau purushaha, akshara purushaha and kshara purushaha. Akshara purushaha is imperishable. Kshara purushaha is perishable. Adepudi imperishable long time he stays. Maya, Prakriti, which is Avyaktam. Avyakta Achetana Tattvam is Pralayam. Pralayam. Matter in potential form. Then Vyakta Achetana Tattvam is called Srishtihi. impermanent matter. Avyakta achetana tattvam pralayaha is permanent matter. Both are matter, but permanent matter. Permanent matter. Now look into the shloka. Having divided this achetanam into kshara and akshara, two purushas, kshara purusha and akshara purusha, what he says, ksharaha sarvani bhutani, ksharaha aksharaha, ksharaha uchyate, kutasthaha aksharaha uchyate. Sarvani bhutani comes under vyakta achetanam. Sarvani bhutani ksharaha uchyate and aksharaha kutasthaha aksharaha uchyate. Here only we have to carefully understand. Here kutasthaha means maya. Kutavat tishtati iti kutasthaha. Vanchana anartham. Kotam, kutilam, vanchana. Jimhata, chalam anartham, that which is always fluctuating. Kutilata, vanchana. So, kutasthaha aksharaha uchite. That means what? Avyakta maya is energy. In English, if you want to know, energy is called kutasthaha. Matter is called ksharaha, which is always changing, manifesting in matter, which is in manifest form. So, matter and energy, E is equal to mc square, unmanifest. Matter in energy in motion is called matter. Matter is ksharam. Matter in without motion is called energy, is called aksharam. Okay? Energy is called aksharam, matter is called ksharam. Okay? This energy which is in motion or locomotion or commotion also many times, that which creates energy manifest, it's called matter. Matter in unmanifest form is called energy. This is logically proved, scientifically proved. Even Shastra also saying same thing. Okay? Maya is in manifest form and unmanifest form. Avyaktadini bhutani vyakta madhyani bharata. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita also, in one shloka, avyakta vyakta ratriagame praliyante. When that night comes, they all go into unmanifest form. When the daytime comes, they all come into manifest form. Aharagame. When the daytime comes, they manifest. So whatever manifest is called ksharam. Whatever is in potential form is called aksharam. So what come to Uttama Purusha now? By that time Uttama Purusha says, I won't come now, next week only I will come. So that we will see. Uttama Purusha is beyond both ksharam and aksharam, is called Uttama Purusha. Okay, I will take the sloka, I will read. So time is there. Uttamah Purushastvanyah Paramatmityudahritah Yo lokam trayamavishya Vibhartavyaya ishvarah Anyaha Paramatma Uttama Purushaha Iti Udahritaha. Anyaha means different from these two, Kshara and Akshara. Uttama Purushaha, the Supreme Purusha, Paramatma is the Supreme Purusha. It is said in that Upanishads. Paramatma Uttama Purushaha iti udahritaha. So Uttama Purushaha is one who is different from Kshara and Akshara. What is that Uttama Purusha? He is pervading everything in the world. That we'll see in the next class. Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi